I don't want to break it the first time around. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Steven, I am the S in Team S Productions. And here at Team S Productions, it's probably no mystery that we like our drones. And we especially like unique drones. Drones that you kind of are like, what is that? Anyways, we have another super unique drone in the office that we are excited to check out, offered by Insta360. Now, you may remember a few months ago, we did a video with this guy. This is the Insta360 drone mod. This allows you to take something like this, the Insta360 1R, and attach it to a consumer drone, theoretically making this drone invisible. This allows you to get shots with this drone that you can reframe in post, and they kind of advertise it as a way to get FPV style shots with a consumer drone. Now when DJI made this drone, they didn't design it to have a giant chunk of plastic hanging off of it, so there's a few issues. It's not the cleanest user experience, but that is what this here is supposed to solve. This is the Insta360 Beta FPV X-Night 360. Now this is an FPV drone specifically designed to hold the Insta360. As you can see here, this doesn't look like a typical FPV drone because we got some giant holes in here, which allow you to take this and put it right here inside the drone. So in theory, this allows you to turn your 360 camera into an FPV drone. This essentially turns your FPV drone into an invisible flying orb that you can race throughout the trees, and you can also reframe your shots in post. So you're able to get shots that are quite unique and you're not able to get with a normal FPV drone. The Insta360 drone bundle does the same thing, but because it's a consumer drone, the movements are very robotic. You can go up, down, left, right, forward, and back, and that's pretty much it. This allows you to actually have some flow and kind of curve around trees and do much more organic shots. And like I mentioned before, this wasn't designed to have a 360 camera hanging off of it, where this is purpose built for having a 360 camera on it. So the plan for today is to fly this thing, see how it flies, see what kind of shots we can get, but also compare it to Insta360's older drone bundle and see how these two stack up against each other. So with that being said, I'll see you guys out in the field and we're gonna do a little bit of drone competition. We have made it out into our testing grounds. We tried to go a little bit farther, but we kept getting stuck in the snow. So we've kind of decided to make do with what we got. I have the drone set up here. I have the Insta360 inside, and I think it is ready to fly. So to start off, the plan is to take the FPV drone up and then fly it in amongst this rocky cliff here, do some FPV flying around the trees, and then after that, take the Mavic with the drone mod and potentially try to replicate the shots. Not sure how that's gonna work because we can't really fly in between the trees, but we'll do our best, and I'm just gonna see how these compare to each other and what kind of shots each drone can get. I got these gloves on because as soon as my fingers get cold, I'm useless flying an FPV drone, so I gotta make sure my fingers are still warm so they don't go numb. Here we go. I got a visual. Here we go. It's definitely a lot, like, it feels a lot heavier than other drones. I don't want to break it the first time around. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Seems fine. I feel like that was a close one. What I'm trying to do is go against the cliff here. It just turns out that the trees are a lot denser than I thought they were, but I think I'm just gonna send it and see what happens. Oh, and now it's in the snow. Don't send it. That was a really bad idea. Now I gotta go rescue it before the thing fries itself. No! Now my hand wet! Oh no! That is bad. Oh, okay.
Go, Mitch, go.
So I hit this tree. Not sure where it went. There it is! What? Oh, that's funny. Hello, welcome back.
That looks like it was scripted.
I know.
I can assure you that was not scripted. We didn't know it was right there.
We got it! Seems fine to me. So after Steven had his minor crash, we dusted everything off, getting it ready for another flight, and everything's working except for the actual camera itself. So we have to do a little bit of diagnosing to see what's wrong, and hopefully we can still continue on with this camera. Otherwise, we're kind of screwed because we can't do anything without this 360 camera. It's still not turning on. Yeah, like it keeps turning on, but like just shutting itself off and turning it on again. If it's not one thing, it's another. Okay, so we have tried to diagnose the 360 camera and nothing we are doing is working. So I think the plan is to just pack it up, wrap it up for today, go home, dry out the cameras, and hopefully try again tomorrow. So it's a little unfortunate, but there's nothing else we can do. So we will see you guys tomorrow. We are back. It is round number 2. We're gonna see how this goes. I just had to go home and dry everything out. The 360 camera had a little bit of water in it, but it is fine now. And we've come out to a new location. There's no snow around to wreck the drone, so crashing it shouldn't be as much of an issue. So let's get this thing into the air. So the line that I've kind of been thinking of is I want to take the drone up along that kind of ridge, the rocky ridge, and then come straight down this road. And if we go straight out there, eventually we'll have somebody walking along this path, and then I kind of fly the drone beside them, and with the 360 camera we can kind of reframe and kind of orbit around them, and I think it should look pretty good, as well as we should be able to do it with the Mavic. It's nothing too crazy, and I'm excited. Hopefully nothing bad happens to this guy. That was good. 3, 2, 1, lift off. Ooh, there we go. This thing is fast, holy cow. Okay, and start walking down the path. So close to my head. Ah, just about hit a tree, that was so close. I'm gonna do that again, hopefully better this time. I gotta land it in this dirt here because I can't land it on the concrete. No! Wow, you did good. I didn't know there's a rock there. Yeah. No! Look at all those. How am I supposed to know? I chipped the lens of the camera. Ah, it's annoying.
Let me see.
Look at that. It's not huge, but it'll definitely show up. Yeah, it's not coming out. Oh yeah, that's in there. Well, okay. There we go. Okay, so we have got the Mavic all set up here with the 360 camera on it. Now, I think the idea is that I'm going to try to kind of recreate the same line where I go up around this rock, do kind of a big circle around, come down here, and then just try to send it through these trees here. Now, it is a Mavic, it's not an FPV drone, so I'm a little skeptical on the types of movements I'm gonna be able to get from this thing because I know that they're quite robotic and just kind of very slow. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect, but let's get this thing in the air and see what we can do. Oh, this is the wrong road. Whoopsies.
Wait, what's going on?
Okay, I got it. I'm coming in. So, because this thing isn't an FPV drone, I'm going to ditch that whole part where I fly up and around the rock because I just can't do it. It's too hard, especially with this drone. It's too slow. So I'm just gonna line it up for that one fly through shot, and we're gonna send it and hope and pray. 3, 2, 1, go! Crap, this thing is just flying! Okay, I think we got it. We'll come back and check it out and see if we need to do it again or not. There we go. We're gonna go to a new location and we're gonna try doing some car tracking shots and see how these things stack up. We're here at our final location to get the car tracking shot. We've come to this nice long straight road, so Mitchell's gonna drive straight down there as I follow him with the drone. It should be pretty easy because I don't have to worry about framing. As long as I get this thing close enough, 360 camera will see everything. So in post, we can go in, reframe, and get exactly the shot we want. As you may notice right now, we are in farm country, so there's nobody here that we can hit or something we can damage with this drone. There is one hazard though, which I have to keep an eye out for. Right over there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a nice low power line. Never hit a power line before with a drone, and I don't want today to be that day. So we're gonna see how it goes. Oh no, that was not good. I'm just gonna leave that there. It's been a while since I've done car tracking shots, so I might be a little rusty, but it should be like riding a bicycle. I should be able to pick it up pretty quick, and hopefully I don't damage Mitchell's car. I don't think he'd be too happy with me.
No, I would not.
We got a visual, and I'm gonna take off. That would be a cool shot. Come on back when you can. Oh, this looks so good. We got some good stuff. I think this is it's a good time to land now. Because we're in a location of just rock and dirt, I don't want to land this thing because the 360 camera is going to hit the ground. So Mitchell here is going to catch this thing. Okay, cut it. I didn't realize you were right there. I know. Perfect. Okay, so we've come to yet another location to test out the Mavic doing the following shot on the car. For some reason, the Mavic wasn't connecting to GPS, so we've decided to come to a new location. So now it connects, we're gonna get this one last shot, and then hopefully compare these two shots and see what they look like. In 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that is a wrap on the Mavic. Definitely not as fast as the FPV drone. Also, doesn't provide as organic movements as the FPV drone does. This thing's pretty just rigid. It goes straight lines really, really well and hovers really well. But it doesn't do that like swooping kind of natural movement, which the FPV drone does extremely well. Excited to see what the footage is gonna look like back in the office. Okay, so we are back in the office now and we've taken a look at the footage from both of these drones and we have a few kind of thoughts and opinions about what each drone is good at and what it's not good at. First things first is these two drones are not the same thing. This thing, like we said in our other video, is like a Prius, very slow, methodical, straight flying. And this is like a Ferrari. This will go much faster, do much more intense acrobatics, and will provide a lot more organic movement than something like this. With this drone in particular, the Insta360 drone mod for the Mavic 2, it always has had its own fair share of issues, and they pretty much all stem back to this drone wasn't designed to have something like this hanging off of it. This video isn't about this drone mod. We've actually made an entire dedicated video about this thing. So if you want to learn more about this and see what the footage is like, we'll have a video linked up here for you so you can do that. But this video is about the Insta360 FPV drone. This drone is great. We are very impressed with its flight characteristics, if you're somebody who cares about that. But more importantly, the image quality that comes out of this thing is very good. But there are a few things that you kind of need to note about this thing before you think about buying it. One of the main questions people probably ask is, would you use this drone over something like a normal FPV drone that has a GoPro on it? And the answer to that question is, it depends. Each of these drones have their own very specific use case. If you're going for top of the line, best you can get cinematic footage, then the FPV drone with a GoPro is probably still your best bet. But if you're somebody who maybe video quality isn't your #1 priority and you just want to have fun and capture unique footage, then this might be what you want. I had a lot of fun flying this thing, and it's actually easier to fly because you don't have to worry about framing because this captures everything all the time, all at once. Where something like a normal FPV drone, you have to worry about where the GoPro is facing and making sure you get what you want in the shot. In the end, this thing is a fantastic drone, but it definitely has a specific time and place to be used, and it also has a few of its own issues. When you're taking this thing off and landing it, you need to be very careful because when the 360 camera is in here, the lens actually sticks up above the frame and also below the frame, so it's actually the lowest point of the drone. So if you land it, there's a high risk that you might scratch the lens. For us, we had to take it off like a backpack or something soft and also make sure we land it into grass or something that won't scratch the lens. That is something to keep in mind because I would hate for you guys to go out and destroy the lens of your 360 camera. And finally, is the footage has a seam in it. This is a characteristic that is pretty much impossible to avoid for all 360 cameras. Just with the nature of 360 cameras, we would sometimes have artifacting right where the two videos came together and meet. There'd sometimes be a line in certain lighting conditions. Now with how the 360 camera is oriented on this drone, the seam would often end up in the middle of the shot. And this is one of the main reasons why we wouldn't consider this thing the top of the tier for getting cinematic footage with an FPV drone. And that's pretty much it. This is a great drone. It is a lot of fun to fly. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, there'll be a link down in the description down below. If you're new here, go down, comment, like, subscribe. It really helps us out, as well as go follow us on Instagram at teamsproductions_, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Good on, Mitch.
There's dog poo. I stepped in dog poo. It's not coming off.